Hello, I'm Nick Yakabuchi, and the next film I'm going to review is the romantic comedy The Backup Plan. This movie opened nationwide on Friday, April 23rd, 2010, and stars Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo returns to the big screen after an almost 3-year absence, after last being seen with real-life husband Mark Anthony in the film El Cantante. Now joining J-Lo in her return to the familiar ground of light comedy are Alex O'Loughlin, Anthony Anderson, and Robert Klein. Also making appearances in this film are 1970s acting legends Linda Lavin from TV's Alice, and Tom Bosley, everybody's favorite TV dad Howard Cunningham from Happy Days. This film comes to us from director Alan Pohl, a first-time filmmaker. He had been credited as a producer and sometimes actor for many movies throughout the 80s and 90s, but this is his first crack at the director's chair. Now, this movie opens telling us the story of Jennifer Lopez's Zoe. Zoe is an accomplished businesswoman that has turned her back on the corporate world to own and operate a small pet store called Hudson Mutts. We come to learn straight away that she has dated for years and just hasn't found that special Mr. Right. This has brought her to gynecologist, fertility doctor, and confidant Dr. Harris, portrayed by the always wonderful Robert Klein. She has reached the point in her life where she has come to the realization that she wants a baby and doesn't feel the need to be married or tied down in order for her to live the life that she wants. She does have herself artificially inseminated, and while awaiting the results of whether or not she will become pregnant, she accidentally bumps into Stan while they are both attempting to hail a cab. Stan is played by Australian actor Alex O'Loughlin, who has appeared in such films as The Holiday and Whiteout with Kate Beckinsale. Stan and Zoe exchange a fun banter and soon part to go their separate ways, only to have Zoe coincidentally bump into Stan yet once again just a few days later. She and one of her girlfriends are casually shopping and discover that Stan sells cheese out of a little tent in part of a street bazaar. He owns and operates a little goat farm called Little Goat Farm, and also manufactures and produces his own cheese that he sells. Then after a very short time, Stan starts to actively pursue Zoe. They have their cute and fun times going out and soon start to fall for each other. Then Zoe gets the news that the insemination has taken, and not only is she pregnant, she's actually due with twins. The big dilemma now is that she's very smitten with Stan and fears that by revealing to him that she's pregnant, that he will just turn and run. Zoe then does reveal the news, and Stan does in turn run, I believe, and the movie plays back and forth on this commitment issue pretty much till the end of the film. In the time that the quarreling begins between our two lead characters, they both have their outlets for mental health. Stan seeks enlightenment from father of 3 Anthony Anderson in the park, while Zoe receives counsel from the support group Single Mothers and Proud. Throughout the film, both of these outlets bring very light and funny moments to a story that would have run out of ideas a far time sooner without their presence. The main problem with The Backup Plan is that it just follows the standard textbook retelling of how to make a romantic comedy. They have put these two characters together only to make them have a fight, have them break up, and then have them get back together again, and they did this over and over throughout this movie. This film did have its funny moments, but it completely lacked all of the smart dialogue and tight storyline of the recent film It's Complicated with Meryl Streep and Steve Martin. That movie never ran out of steam because the story given to us never ran out of anything intelligent to say. The Backup Plan replaces this witty intelligence mostly with routine situations that we have all seen 1,000 times before. I guess the word that I would use to describe this film would be cute. The two lead characters, they make a very nice couple, and they do have genuine chemistry together. I just wish that they could have had something a little more to offer the audience as far as substance goes with this project. I did enjoy watching this movie. It's not a bad film, don't get me wrong, it's a far cry from being anywhere near a great film, but once again, it's not that bad. I just think that if it wasn't for all of the supporting characters being in this film in the first place, the movie would have only been long enough to be an episode of a TV show. As I watched this movie, what kept circling my mind was how Jennifer Lopez has avoided that one great role. I just can't recall the performance in her career that matches Julia Roberts in either Pretty Woman or Erin Brockovich. Nowhere in my mind has she given a performance to rival Glenn Close's Alex Forrest from Fatal Attraction, or Joan Allen's amazing turn as Senator Lane Hanson in The Contender. She has yet to show us the true greatness that we've seen from Reese Witherspoon and Angelina Jolie, both of whom have won the Academy Award for being directed in performances by the brilliant filmmaker James Mangold. Jennifer Lopez had 2 years to pick this project and chose to come back with this, which makes me question how hard she's even looking for a great script and a great director to begin with. The one thing that irritates me is that J-Lo never seems to challenge herself as an actor. The only strong and memorable performance she has ever given besides her breakout role in Selena has been Angel Eyes with Jim Caviezel and another great turn in Steven Soderbergh's Out of Sight. She just needs to go back to basics and show us once again why she is a star. At around 1 hour and 45 minutes, The Backup Plan was a typical romance that had me chuckling here and there. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's a generous 2 stars out of 4. And remember people, I'm not always right, only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.